Welcome back to Duda Dojo, your source for the latest Duda news, platform how-tos, and web design updates. I'm Matt Scroggs, your executive producer, and today we're breaking down the anatomy of a perfect landing page. We'll dive into how layout impacts user behavior and boosts conversions. So let's get into what makes a landing page truly clickable.
Rachel and Alexis, today we are joined by none other than Christiana. Christiana, hey, welcome to Duda Dojo.
Yes, happy to be here.
Yeah, Christiana's joining us from the office today to talk us through template design in the Duda system. So I'm really excited to get started. This is a subject that is pretty near and dear to me. It's requests that we've gotten quite a bit from other team members, and we finally made the determination that we just needed to design our own custom ads landing page templates in the Duda system that our other team members could work with. So, and we all know that template is a dirty word here at RivalMind. Yes, because we are a custom design shop, but we decided that it would be of great value to all team members to set up several custom design templates that then could be easily replicated and used. So Christiana, I would love to have you share with us the templates that you put together in the Duda system and talk to us about the psychology or the design concepts and the layout that you researched and what value you found from your research and built into these templates today that we could share with our viewers.
Yes, of course. So prior to creating those Google Ads landing pages, I explored other existing landing pages to fully understand how and why it's important to convince users to convert, to use that contact form or other type of CTA. And today I'll show you two templates within the Duda system. So let's go ahead.
Love that. Christiana's our little researcher.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Yes. So instantly, we have an attractive viewport to instantly draw users in and to use that CTA that's on the left. So right below is a contact form to receive client services or guidance. And while that's important, it might not convince users to contact that client. So it's important to add credibility. And to do that, we show off either their well-known partners or impressive statistics. And following that, we go more in depth of the client's features or their services. And once again, we see a CTA to fill out the contact form.
What I love here, Chris, sorry to interject. What I love is that because RivalMind is an SEO first company, we've actually taken the consideration from our web development team to, indicate and share where the H1 should exist, where the H2 should exist, and then in reference to that, the H3. So great job in including that information in the templates. It easily guides any of our content team or strategist team.
Yeah.
So back again, it's important to that there are many instances on the landing page to push users to use the CTA and contact their client. So that's why we have 2 to 3 buttons here on this landing page specifically. And finally, we end the page with testimonials to speak towards how effective the client services are. And then we have our last chance to convince the user to fill out the contact form.
That's incredible. I mean, just in case the user makes it to the bottom of the page, we want to make sure we can still capture their attention. Less work for them, convert immediately. Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah. Chris, I know that you have another template that's similar, but a different style. Can you talk to us about that one and what the difference is and what the value of having those potentially running 2 ads landing pages for any A/B testing?
Of course. So with this second template, it mimics the first landing page, but instead it shows off a video in the background to appeal to users in a different way. And here also we have a contact form on the right side instead of just having a CTA button to direct them to a different part of the page. But other than that, each section is laid out differently depending on the client's purposes and what their needs are. So we have a text and image section here. And then we once again have a features and services section, but it's laid out differently. Another CTA, of course.
Yeah, another CTA.
And then the testimonials, another part to add credibility to the client. And then we end the page, the last chance to convince that user to use the contact form.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You did an incredible job with that.
Mhm.
You know, obviously these are templates. So at some point we have to produce one for our clients, which includes integrating their brand.
Yes.
Alexis, I would love to know what is your experience and your take on how do you integrate the client's brand into a landing page while also maybe using some restraint depending on, you know, what that client's brand is.
Yeah, for sure. We don't want to, you know, overwhelm the client or overwhelm the user too much. I mean, obviously the website is going to be very flashy, and, you know, we want to show everything we've got that really depicts like the reputation of that brand. But when it comes to a landing page, we set up these templates as kind of like the skeleton of like what that's going to look like, and we're kind of putting the paint over it. Like we're just
That's
kind
a
of
good way to say it. Putting the paint
highlighting-
over it.
Yeah, we're just highlighting those sections with that essence of that client's brand. So like if we have animations on, like, you know, if we want to include animations or certain imagery or illustrations on the main website, maybe we might pull that back on the templates, because that's not what that's there for. That's there to push the, you know, the user to a certain goal or to a certain like service or a product.
I love that. The key
Yeah.
word I hear is highlight.
Yes.
So we're highlighting that brand.
For sure.
Yep. Yeah. Not immersing, not necessarily overwhelming. Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously Chris took us through like several points of conversions and your experience with putting these pages together for team members. How do you view the CTAs? What's the value of their placement and the message of that CTA?
So CTAs are essential, well, especially for RivalMind, since SEO comes first. But the sooner the CTA is on that landing page, the more essential it is. So we want to make sure that it's right up there in that header. If we can convert the user right then
Right
and
at the
there,
top.
like we've done it.
Yeah.
Right. But
Success.
Yes, success. But, you know, maybe sometimes users need a little bit more time.
More
so
information.
Yeah, some more information. Chris talked about the credibility of the service. And so then that's when we place it a little bit further down the page, maybe halfway or so. And then also at the bottom near the footer. And so our best practice is 2 to 3 times of having that converting point on the page for us, a landing page specifically. But yeah, so if we can convert them right away, then that's great. But
I love that. I love that.
having clear directives, I think
Clear
is
directives.
super important.
Yeah. And we know that like 80% of users are on mobile. So it's super important that that desktop view that Christiana was showing us also converts to mobile. So Chris, do you want to give us an example of the mobile view and how you might make modifications to the mobile view? And also tell us, like, obviously Duda makes this so easy to work within the different platforms. So talk to us about, or I should say different devices. Can you like talk to us about what that experience is and how you did that for these ads landing pages?
Yeah.
So for mobile, Duda optimizes quite well and starts to work for you. And I'll show you that today. So here's the viewport of the editor, and we can see the different breakpoints, the desktop, tablet, and mobile view. And today I'll show you the mobile view. So when you open the mobile view, each row and column are stacked on top of each other. While that's a helpful start, you can go in and make your own adjustments. So the user flow is responsive, attractive, and easy. So here is the inner row, and you go to edit design. And you have a layout here. You can click into it, and you can either keep the layout here on stacked on the top of each other, or have them left to right. It all depends on the client's purposes and what their needs are. But as always, mobile is very important to have content on top of each other.
Yeah.
Usually
In
it's
this
stacked,
case.
but with the click of a button, you can change it.
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, look at how Duda does that. It just makes it so easy to
For
make
sure.
those modifications.
And as Chris said, that we always keep the client in mind.
Yep. Yeah.
for sure.
100%.
Yes.
Christiana, why don't you show us some examples of the finished product? I believe North Shore Garage Doors is a good example. And then Examine, 2 very different industries. And so you can show us like what that finished product is and what kind of journey we would end up taking the user on if they landed on this page.
Yeah.
So today we have North Shore Garage Doors. And for these landing pages, it's important to balance visual design and the overall purpose of a landing page. It needs to be consistent in branding. It needs to be simple, short, and doesn't overwhelm users. And the CTA placement obviously matters as well. Like here you have the schedule installation button here, to contact North Shore, to schedule installation for the garage doors at the offer. And as you can tell, we have attractive imagery on this viewport, and you can learn more information about this client here and what they have to offer. But we also have a different example of a tech client. Here is Xamin. And while these landing pages are templated, you can obviously tell that we pushed that branding to make it geared towards that client. So it's a big contrast compared between the two.
Yeah,
really
two very different styles. They're nationwide, and then North Shore is North Side Chicago.
Yeah.
So we want to represent that in the imagery. And so you're gonna have two very different flavors on these landing pages.
Yeah, I love that. But it's like on the garage door one, you have a converting point right there. As this one, it's more credibility first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Credibility. And then I think we get into, if you go back to Examine, we get into what they want is for you to exchange directly with their people.
Yes.
So there's invites
Yes.
immediately there. Yeah.
Yes.
I love
So
it.
that CTA, it all depends on what the client's, what their aim is for to attract their customers.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of converting points here.
I love this. You've done an incredible job, Chris. You know, thank you for your research and time, and that all of you on the design and development team has just done an incredible job. You know, thank you all for joining me and discussing this. I hope this is just a great tool for our viewers to learn how to best design and structure these landing pages. And
Me too.
let's keep going. Yeah, thanks.
Awesome.
Hey, if you like this dojo, try out this one, or subscribe to our channel for more content.